Hi, Becca Ann here. Thank you for stopping by my channel to see what I've been up to. I had told everyone that I had gone away for an entire week of crafting, and I wanted to show you what I was up to. And some of I think I'm going to do this in several separate videos just so that they're not too long, because I know everybody's time is limited and you want to hop around and see what everybody's doing. So this video, I want this to be Snowmen in Summer because I did work on some snowmen projects. Hashtag Snowmen in Summer is hosted by Nancy May, the Handy Scandy. She has asked us all to take time to make some snowmen this summer. So I have a couple projects I wanted to show you about that. And I also used Cocoa Bear and made a project with that I want to show you. And I also bought the snowman accessory dies for the snowman from Impression Obsession. But I had seen Jana of Jana Stamps make a Cocoa Bear set one time, and she had gotten the little hat, and so it looked so cute on there. I wanted to purchase them too when they were on sale a few months ago. So let me show you some of the things I used. Let's start with Cocoa Bear. Let's show you the project. Wasn't that cute? This sentiment comes from a Stampin' Up! Fall set. May this season bring you smiles and love that will last all year. And this paper back here is some Stampin' Up! Paper that I had gotten and shared with some people when I did a haul. All the paper in it is snowflake related. And the matte paper and the hat is a Stampin' Up! Color that I forget the name of it, but I'll put it down in the description box below if I can remember. And this little gingerbread comes from a set that I have from Queen & Company called Homemade Holiday. I just thought that was super fun to put in his hands. Now when you cut Cocoa Bear out, the hands actually open up so that it can hold whatever you want him to be holding. If you look at the set, it comes with a heart and the mug with cream and the scarf. When I cut his face out, this part comes out, so I popped up his nose. I took a Copic C1 marker and went around and did some shading. And this is from an embossing folder, and that's some Stampin' Up! Paper. That embossing folder is a Sizzix pine. It's a pine needles. So I thought that was fun, and I only did one because I was actually working on cards that I have to create 18 of for a card party. And at the time I was working on this, I was seeing if this is something I could recreate enough of for a card party. And it was a little more involved than I wanted to do at the time. So I will be making more Cocoa Bears, but just for myself. Now, I wanted to also show you that I was working with the My Creative Time Snowman release from, it was a while ago that this release came out from My Creative Time. And let me pull it out so you can see it better. It's still available, and I have to tell you, I do love it. I love it, you guys. I'd only played with it once, and I think when we were doing Snowmen in February or a Craft Roulette card or something, I I fell in love with this. I have the Mr. Snowman set. I think it's called, yes, Mr. Snowman. And I did not buy the large Mrs. Snowman. I bought the small Mrs. Snowman because I really wasn't sure how I would be using them. And this one's called Little Miss Snowman. Snow Lady, sorry. Snow Lady MCT-414. Both of these are still available. Here they are. Aren't they cute, cute, cute? Let me show you the little ones first. So I went ahead and just did them the way that they came, making them little girls. And the paper I used, here, let me get these out of the way, and I'll show you those in a minute. The paper I used was perfect. I loved the traditional red and green papers. It was a Stampin' Up! 6x6 paper pad called 'Tis the Season. It's a retired set, pack of paper. But oh my, are they cute. And they were easy to run through. It comes with little mittens, and I just decided this was my first go at this little set to just do the hats, the body, and the clothes. And I put some frosted lace stickles on them, and I put glossy accents on her little nose and eyes. Aren't they cute? Now you're thinking, what are you going to do with them? I'm not sure. I think they'll go on a card, but I'm also coming up with an idea for some Christmas ornaments that I might show on my channel, and I might be using these on them. So that's the first one. And then I wanted to show you my little people here. These are the larger ones. And I fell in love with how they turned out. Just fell in love with them, you guys. So let me I'll talk through the Mr. Snowman I made first. Now remember, I only bought Mr. Snowman and had to figure out how to make a Mrs. Snowman. So with Mr. Snowman, this paper isn't from that paper pad. I had a scrap and I thought that looked more masculine, and thought this little Mr. Snowman would look good with that gingham green. I inked around him, and I want to talk about the paper I used on all of these that aren't backed that I just did the snowman. This paper is actually from this Garden Charm paper, and let me show you the piece that I used. I like sometimes to have a paper that is not completely white. It's actually little flowers on here, and I just thought it gave it a little texture that I thought was really fun, you guys. I inked around with some vintage photo, and I took alcohol marker and made little cheeks. I stamped that face, and then I put the glossy accents on it. And then when you cut out the hat and the body, there's a little extra piece. Let me show you. Let me see if I can show you what I'm talking about. Yes. So when you cut out the hat, there's an extra piece to do the ribbon around the top here. So I took a strip of the green and put it there when I cut out the hat. And then when you cut out his little coat, let me show you this piece. There's a little extra piece that cuts out right there. So I added that in at the top to give the two ribbon look. Now this little ribbon bow is not part of the set. I had purchased the itty bitty bow dies. I think that's what they're called. mini bow dies from my creative time. And when I got them, I didn't use them right away, and now I'm using them a lot. I find that once I use a product and get comfortable with it, I then start using it more. And I really think the bows just set that off perfect. And then from my large Prim heart dies from my creative time, I put a little heart in his pocket. So I was really pleased, and the glossy accents really do make the little tag. Now, sorry about that. Now, these I have not backed on a card because I am actually thinking about turning them into Christmas ornaments, and not sure how I'm going to finish it because I was just having so much fun playing. I did not think about the back at all and how this isn't very sturdy. So, yeah, that's the first one. Now for my Mrs. Snowman, so that you can see her, I only have Mr. Snowman with his top hat. So what I did was decided on this paper and thought it would be very cute to turn it into a more feminine hat. And how I achieved that was I took my Gina Marie oval stitch die and I placed it on the piece of paper so that it would only cut out the top portion and left. First of all, let me go back. I cut out this top hat in the green, and then I took my Gina Marie die and slid it over so that it was only going like this, so that it would only cut out the top of the hat. And I felt like that made a more feminine look. And then I took one of the little mini bows and I felt like this one had a more feminine look to it and put that on there. And this paper with it having the holly, I felt like that was more for a lady versus the gingham or the plaid for the man. And then I just put that little prim heart on there, and I put white pearls, and then there's no eyelashes for the Mr. Snowman, and so I just drew some on myself. Now, the set for Mrs. Snowman is very cute. I just couldn't afford everything, and you know that's just how it goes sometimes. I inked around everything, and for her little ball, well, I just cut out the ball from the Little Miss Snowman and cut it off and added that on top. So that's my little snowman people that I think I will be turning these into ornaments for my Christmas tree this year. But I also wanted to show you, I did one more, and I just love how that paper worked out for this one. Now, this is going to be a Christmas card. See how I did that? All I did was take that die for the body and left a little space when I went to cut it out, and that gave me the opening for the card like this. And it is going to fit just fine in a little mini envelope. There's more than enough room, obviously. This measures, let's measure it for you. This little guy measures 5 inches, just slightly under 5 inches. So, isn't he cute? Now, I did not put any glossy accents or anything on that one. I might, but since I was sending it in the mail, I thought, I might leave it off. I put a little gem on the snowflake. That's part of the Mr. Snowman set. It has 2 snowflakes with it. And I think that is going to make a very fun Christmas card. So I think the little ones are going to make great tags. So what do you think? I really enjoyed playing with this. I would love for you to like and subscribe to my channel if you're liking what you see. And until next time, I hope you're having a great crafty day, and I will see you soon. Bye for now.